Before today's show, we want to thank the sponsor, Squad QL. Do you want to get an extra edge to help you dominate your fantasy football league? Well, look no further than Squad QL, the only mobile app that you need to crush your friends and rivals this year. Brought to you by the creators of RotoQL, one of the leading daily fantasy sports lineup optimizers trusted by 50,000 plus players. Squad QL recommends the best starting lineup for each week based on your starters. Head to squadql.com to download Squad QL for free today.
To the Fantasy Footballers Podcast, coming to you from the Play Draft Studios, with your hosts, Andy Holloway, Jason Moore, and Mike Wright.
Oh, yeah! Not all shows. Not all shows are made equal. Oh. We got a special one today.
Jason almost went shirtless.
Wait, the night is young.
You look like you took your top off.
Oh,
that was scary.
Goodness.
That's not. We are a Disney show. You don't do that here. Welcome into the podcast. Ballers live from the Crescent Ballroom in Phoenix. We have a great show. We have
a great audience.
Great audience.
This is insane. Insane what is happening right now.
We have said forever, and we really have meant it, that we have the best, not just the biggest, but the best listeners in the entire industry. And meeting some people today and just
ridiculous.
Seeing the kind, awesome, great people that you are, it has been scientifically confirmed.
Yes. We have the best listeners.
We do. Thank you.
And we learned that in Toronto, too. People came to Toronto to listen to the show.
I just wasn't sure if that was like, all Canadians are nice, and so
that's part of it. Yeah.
But these are Americans being nice.
Yeah, that's...
So it's extra special.
This is a crazy world.
That's different. All right, hey, quick question of the day. I thought this was perfect for the episode today. What is your favorite fantasy football story? Tell a story.
So many memories.
There are a lot of them.
I'll jump in here.
Because
now,
fantasy is special. Fantasy does something to people.
There's a warning that this story contains a heart murmur. It has a happy ending, but I just want to be... It's happy for some.
You just want people to not jump down your throat on this one.
But my second year in our league of record, I was facing off mano-y-mano against my nemesis, my soon-to-be nemesis.
We met 3 times in a row in the championship game.
This was the first time, and I was up against a strong team. Arian Foster.
Yeah, my baby.
He felt a little weak in the chest.
My lover.
He had to take some time off, so we missed the entire game, which...
Yeah, you're celebrating his heart murmur right now.
I'm celebrating his life, that he was fine afterwards. And he did the right thing. He looked inside his soul and said, "This is not worth it. Andy's fantasy team is not worth me risking my heart."
You know how we get emails every once in a while from people who don't think we take people's actual problems seriously?
Arian Foster's okay.
Yeah. So that's your favorite fantasy story. Is a heart murmur.
I won a championship.
Because you won. Okay. Yeah.
That's
a good one.
All right, so my story that comes to mind actually had an effect on last night. Okay, so we had our League of Record draft last night, and what we do in our League of Record for whoever gets last place is every other owner gets to Wheel of Water them, and they have to draft soaking wet. And last night, it was great. Last night,
I mean, not for them, but it's great for us.
The last place owner and his co-owner both had to get watered so many times, and the finale was horrific for them. Just the slow pour of ice water on their head that lasted 20 to 50 minutes.
Minimum.
But it all came down to last season watching Matt Forte. Okay, this is at the end of the year. Regular season is about to be done, and Matt Forte needs a pretty decent game. And this is against the Colts. It's Monday Night Football. Everyone in our league is watching just to see if Matt Forte...
No one else in the NFL is watching, though.
Right.
Because
this game
it's a trash game that no one cares about.
This is fantasy football.
Yeah, nobody in the real world cared about this game. And we're watching, and Matt Forte, he exploded. He had this 40-yard reception, had this great first half, but they're getting blown out. And in the second half, all Matt Forte needed was like, I don't know, to touch the ball once or twice.
In the whole half.
And he disappears from the game. And the owners are freaking out, like, where's Matt Forte? And then he comes back in the third quarter and gets the ball passed to him incomplete and disappears again for the rest of the quarter. But lo and behold, fourth quarter comes around, and he gets another carry for like 7 yards that brings him to where all he needs is like one more yard. Never happened. And so they lost. They got last place, and they got super wet last night.
Yeah, it was wonderful. My story, look, Jason and I go back a long ways, and I personally love seeing your demise. I mean, we take pleasure in defeating one another, and my story goes back to
joke?
Yeah. This goes back if you know. That's what the story's about. Jason held on to Joique Bell. This was 2013. This was the big Peyton Manning year, the 55 touchdown. I had him, And
so what?
So what? Who cares?
Who cares?
So Jason has Joique Bell. I was in need of a bit of a running back upgrade heading into the playoffs. And basically, Jason, look,
I held
roster
on
move.
to him all year because of his playoff schedule.
Yeah.
I knew
you did.
he was going to be great in the playoffs.
Yeah, you were right. And so I picked him up.
I had to drop him.
You dropped him. I picked him up. And then it just so happened that our families were going to Disneyland. And right when the playoffs were going on. And so we're in downtown Disney. And Jason and I, the kindness of our wives, they let us run off to watch our playoff fantasy football game. And we go to the ESPN zone, and we're sitting there. And right before his very eyes, Joique Bell
crushes my dreams.
One slow, methodical step at a time, something like 23 carries, a touchdown, another 6 receptions, and you go down in flames, and then Joique wins the championship for me.
Yeah, that sucks.
How long did that take to get over?
I have not yet got over, so
Okay.
we're going on about 3 years right now.
All right, so, hey, today's show, those are our stories. There'll be more, I'm sure. Today's show, we've got bold predictions for the 2017 season. It's going to get hot. Now,
Ridiculous.
I think I've looked at maybe one of your 6 that you're going to break out. So these will be a surprise to me, especially whatever secret one you've got stored, Jason. One bit of news. I had to say this. The Hurricane Irma thing going on in Florida might move the Dolphins game to Thursday or Friday. Is that what you're hearing?
That is what I am hearing. It's up in the air still. Nothing's decided yet.
So pay attention for roster moves and things like that. All right, without further ado, let's get bold.
Ridiculously bold predictions for 2017.
It sounds so good, man.
Right here. Right here.
It sounds so good. When it hits
you're-
your ears, it just sounds so good.
I noticed we picked the longest drops for the live shows. That's smart. So, yeah, Mike does them all. Mike does all the drops.
Strategery.
Very
I'm
well done.
disappointed that you don't have your axe on stage right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, next time. Peer pressure. All right, let's get into these bold predictions. I'm going to kick it off. I'm not going to pander to the home audience. I'm just going to tell the truth about something. And I'm going to tell it about, you know who it's about.
David Johnson.
There it is.
Is there anyone from Arizona who's in this building right now?
Are we giving it another go?
Yeah.
You
yeah,
wanna
I
hear
wanna
everybody?
The crowd. Yeah, ready? 1, 2, 3. David Johnson.
All right.
That was beautiful.
So what
hey,
do you
look,
think about David Johnson?
bold prediction for
Bold
David
prediction, he
Johnson.
finishes
Maybe
number
not
1?
so bold. Yeah, he does.
That's
He
not-
does. 400 total touches, and he goes 1,000 to 1,000. 1,000 rushing, 1,000 receiving. Last year, he had 373 touches. I think he gets to 400
I
this
heard
year.
some whistles out there. People are thinking that's a little hot.
It is hot. It is hot. But look, there's only been 2 before. Marshall Faulk, Roger Craig. They got the 11th best rushing schedule. He's the whole offense. And you can go back, you look at this story back in college. At the end of last year, how many people were freaking out when they saw David Johnson go down? I mean, that was scary, right? You think, I mean, you asked.
That's no heart murmur.
That's no heart murmur, which are apparently very benign,
He's
according
okay
to you.
now. Relax.
But he goes down, and look, everybody just gasps. I mean, you asked Steve Keim, the GM of the Cardinals, and he says, is that the career? You don't know what happens on the field. And he's fine. He recovers. He's fine. You go back and you ask his collegiate teammates, one quote from one of his nose tackle in college. David Johnson is a mutant. That's the quote. He's a mutant. He recovered. Look, you see this with Adrian Peterson. There are people. Genetics play a part in this equation, and he recovered, and he's back, and he's in the entire offense. And I think he becomes the third player ever. So that is my bold take. Do you guys have anything to say about that?
Yeah, I think
he's also on my team.
I think we can bring that is factually accurate. I don't know, Mike. Can you bring a little bit more heat to the table?
All right.
Some fire?
All right. There's a guy who's kind of the new hotness right now, so I'm gonna grab the bellows. I'm gonna stoke the flames just a little bit further. Kareem Hunt. See, that's what I'm talking about. He's the guy right now, but
you know who drafted him now?
Not only is Kareem Hunt the best rookie running back in the year, he's a top 5 running back this season. I want to throw out some names to you because I hear some haters out there like, he's a third-round pick. He's a third-round pick.
That's a hater.
Yeah, who cares? Yeah. Deuce Staley, Brian Westbrook, Jamal Charles. Those are all third-round picks who have played for Andy Reid and who have dominated. I didn't even throw out LaShawn McCoy. He was a second-round pick.
Decent.
He has dominated. Kareem Hunt. Here's what happened. Right when the Spencer Ware injury happened, and Andy Reid didn't know how bad it was. He said, he's the next man up. The other 2 backs, they may get some work. Because Kareem Hunt is the full workhorse, he's going to see probably 50 to 60 receptions. We know that Spencer Ware, his touchdown rate last year, it made no sense when you're talking just statistically.
How good the offense was versus how often they were in the red zone.
Exactly. And Kareem Hunt has the ability, the talent to get it in there. He will be the full-time guy. He will be a 3-down running back in a good offense. And Andy Reid has just time and time again given us just delightful, delicious fantasy running backs. And Kareem Hunt,
you're all in.
He's the new Kareem. I was going to call him Kareem the Dream, but we have one of
we
those
already. Have that. That's not bad.
Kareem the ice cream
dream.
Yeah,
just go with
the dreamsicle. We'll get it. I'm working on it.
They can't all be winners. All right. You two are very nice. You're building these players up. I really appreciate that. I'm going to come from a different angle.
You're tearing somebody down.
I'm tearing a whole lot of people down here.
Classic Jason.
This is not one man. Well,
this
is classic
hot
Jason.
Take.
Because classic Jason last year on our ridiculously bold predictions episode said that the Carolina Panthers that everybody wanted, they wanted Cam Newton, they wanted Kelvin, they wanted Devin Funchess, they wanted Jonathan Stewart, they wanted all these players. And I said last year, I think they're going to, come back to form. I think they're going to collapse. They're going to be bad picks. Well, I'm doing it again. And this time I'm doing it to a team that has even more players that are drafted high in fantasy football. I'm calling for the collapse of the Washington Redskins offense. We
got cheers.
From the audience. Wow.
Some Cowboy fans out there.
That's what that was.
Yeah, look, Kirk Cousins is, highly touted in the fantasy football community. Terrell Pryor.
He's also the fifth best fantasy quarterback last year.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you know that Cam Newton was the number 1 quarterback the year before. You've got Terrell Pryor. Everyone's Terrell Pryor.
Yeah, there you go.
You won't get caught up in the Terrell Pryor. We're just going to pull them all out.
Yeah, it's at this point.
He's singing the hits.
You have Josh
bring out the
Doxson
hits.
as the lowest drafted but still high upside. You got the safe guy in Jamison Crowder. You have Samaje Perine. Everybody was like, he's going to be the rookie running back to break out. But now Rob Kelly looks good. There are so many people that are drafted, and that's not even mentioning Jordan Reed, probably the best offensive option here. But the reality is,
Jordan Reed hate out there.
The reality is,
Didn't expect that. I hate that guy.
I don't believe that the Redskins are going to be a good team. I think losing Sean McVay as their offensive coordinator actually hurts them. I think, go figure, losing Deshaun Jackson and losing Pierre Garçon, 2 really good wide receivers, the number 1 and number 2 wide receiver targets last year, it might just not be good for them. So I think that the Washington Redskins in a difficult division are going to collapse, and if you're drafting them, you're going to suck.
You're banished from singing that. You don't get to sing that song and have that take.
Right.
Mike, you can sing that song,
well,
but you cannot sing that song.
Now I'm sad.
Look,
Look, I hope
my counter argument would be: look, the offensive mind is not just Sean McVay; it's Jay Gruden. And look, a couple preseason games does not a season make. So if you drafted Terrell Pryor out there,
why are you bringing up the preseason, Andy? Oh, because they looked so bad.
Yes,
that was.
I know. I've heard these arguments. I've heard these arguments before.
Did I bring it up? Here's the thing. I hope I'm wrong. I really do, because I actually like Kirk Cousins. I like Jamison Crowder. I hope Jordan Reed can stay healthy.
Compliment sandwich. Here we go.
Yeah, but you know.
All right. I know you probably both disagree with this. My hot take here. My bold prediction. I wrote this one a couple months ago. I'm sticking with it. I think Davante Adams ends up the 5th most productive fantasy option in Green Bay.
I'm not the only one throwing shade
the
today.
5th. So Nelson, Cobb, Montgomery, and even Martellus Bennett is going to have a better season than Davante Adams.
I thought this was a celebration,
Look,
fellas.
I know everybody loved the banner year for Davante Adams, but it came on 75 receptions. 75 receptions. We've seen these kind of up and down years. You cannot lean on touchdowns. You saw James Jones. He had his big 14 touchdown year in 2012. He slipped back to 7 and then 5. You're working with James Jones levels of talent here, and I'm not the only one who agrees with that. You look at Matt Harmon from reception perception. He's not a separator. Davante Adams, he is pretty good at the point of the catch, but he always has drops. He was near the top of the league in drops last year, a couple fumbles. I just think that you have better weapons, a healthy Randall Cobb. I'm not expecting more than 75 receptions, and I'm not expecting the touchdown total to go up. I mean, 75 receptions, that's like 28th in the league. You got top 12 production last year. So I think you're going to see better years than everybody else. And last night we had a draft, right? Where'd Davante Adams go? 3rd, 4th round of our keeper draft.
Right.
You got Randall Cobb in like the 8th or 9th round. That's where you needed to be looking.
For Davante Adams or for Cobb?
No, for Cobb.
Oh.
Cobb's the better value. I'd rather draft Cobb in the 7th or 8th. Yeah, what are the
Jason's
the
under
flies?
attack.
We're
all
all
in
in
the studio.
Brooks!
Yeah, Brooks, aren't you supposed to
You're the bug guy.
be the pest control guy? Even on location.
Yeah.
All right, but I think
Pack your things.
You're underestimating that Aaron Rodgers just likes Davante Adams. He cares for him. They're friends. And his friends share touchdowns.
When Aaron Rodgers likes
When
you.
Davante Adams ran down the stairs on Christmas 3 years ago, he found Aaron Rodgers under the tree.
Yeah.
That's all that happened. You're a guy that runs out and you catch the pass. I don't like him.
All right. The next guy I want to talk about.
Oh, it's your boyfriend.
I could only be so lucky. He's a stunning man, and he's also very good at football, and he's being written off once again. Once again, we are overlooking this man who, since 2010, is tied for 6th for the most wide receiver touchdowns. This player is tied with Demaryius Thomas. This player has more touchdowns in that time span than Antonio Brown, than A.J. Green. And this guy basically missed an entire season. Eric Decker, people. Eric Decker is a absolute – thank you. I have some support, and it feels good. Eric Decker is an absolute touchdown machine. Last season, Mariota had the highest touchdown percentage of throws inside the 10. You're talking 20% higher than Aaron Rodgers having success throwing touchdowns. I mean, Mariota's efficient. Eric Decker is efficient. It's math. It's science. He's handsome.
Sandwich.
The ball is attracted to him. And Eric Decker, and he's going
On the handsome level, is it Eifert
That's
or is
what I was gonna
is it
ask.
Eifert or Decker?
Don't do that to
Yes,
me.
who's more
Eifert
handsome?
or Decker?
Eifert or
Are you
Decker?
swiping right on both?
This is Sophie's choice right now. Decker and Mariota, ridiculous. I will not choose.
I will
not
not.
You're not going to choose. All right, that's fair. People, would you like Mike to choose between Eric Decker and Tyler Eifert? Come on, man of the people.
We need an audience more often. This is wonderful.
All right. I've heard other things about Eric Decker that I will not mention on the podcast.
So you're choosing Decker?
If you know what I'm talking about,
all right,
you know I've gone over the line.
Okay, all right, I'm moving on. This is a family show here. All right.
All right, how about
this-
it doesn't get hotter than that, but let's go ahead and go to your bold
I'm
prediction.
gonna bring it down a little bit. I'm gonna hit that AC on, and I'm just gonna have a neutrally bold prediction. So yeah, thank you. All right, so this year everyone has been talking about the 2017 rookie running back class, and rightfully so. I think it's the best.
Kareem Hunt?
Exactly. I mean, that's one of your bold predictions. The rookie class this year is as good as I can ever remember it when you're talking about one position front to back other than the 2014 wide receivers. You have the Fab Five, as I call
Chris
them.
Webber?
Yeah. The
Timeout.
This is football.
No.
All right. Obviously, Kareem Hunt, right? That's the number one.
That was a slow burn.
Yeah, it was.
That's
he
the
was
number
that guy
one
in the 90s?
rookie running back. Then you have Leonard Fournette, okay? Top 5 NFL draft pick. He's clearly going to be great. I get people saying, yes, he is. You have Dalvin,
One person,
you
but
have Dalvin Cook, who right now, before the injury to Spencer Ware, was projected, in our rankings to be the highest scoring.
Teddy Bridgewater in the
rookie
crowd
running
over
back.
here.
And, of course, Christian McCaffrey is uber crazy talented, and that's not even to say anything about who might be the most talented running back in this class, and probably is, in Joe Mixon. But with that said, my
the right amount of claps for Joe
my
Mixon.
Polarizing man.
My bold prediction
I don't blame you.
is that Alvin Kamara finishes as a top 3 rookie running back this year. Yeah, I got some
you can
laughs
boo.
out there.
It's fine.
This is why it's bold, because you're not expecting it. But the reality is, nobody was expecting Jordan
what
Howard
bold is?
last year. People at the rookie running backs come out of nowhere a lot of times. And if I'm going to predict when a rookie is going to emerge, I'm going to do it on the back of a great offense. Alvin Kamara, here's the thing. He went to the best situation for his skill set possible. Last year, and this
With
is
two other running backs in front of him?
That's fine with 2 other running backs. Darren Sproles had 2 other running backs in front of him. He finishes an RB1 in PPR.
As a rookie?
Not as a rookie. As a rookie, he wasn't on that team, Andy. But for the Saints, you've
Go
got
Chargers.
Yeah. So here's the deal. Last year, the Saints were 7th in running back rushing yards, 7th in running back rushing touchdowns. They were, and this is where Kamara is most valuable, is in the receiving game. His role, Travaris Cadet had over 40 receptions, and he is gone. Now he comes into this role. They were number 1 in targets to the running back. That's a pretty good number.
It's up there.
I like number 1. For receptions to the running back, they were also number 1. However,
Decent.
to running backs receiving touchdowns, they were all the way down at number 1. So I think Alvin Kamara comes into a great situation where defenses aren't going to be focused on him. He's going to be the type of guy that I think you could put in your flex every week. And over the course of 16 games, he's going to end the year higher than a lot of people think. And he's a great late-round draft pick.
What do you think, Mike?
I don't have a problem with it. I think Kamara is fantastic, and if he can inherit any part of that Darren Sproles role, he's going to be very
I feel like
valuable.
Travaris Cadet's receptions were completely invisible. Like,
Yeah,
nobody
they were,
knew that he had 40
he's
plus
not
receptions.
good. But
But
Alvin Kamara has looked unbelievable. I mean, he has looked as good as any of the rookie running backs in preseason so far.
He had a great preseason.
Yeah.
All right.
'Cause he's really good. He hopped in his Camaro.
Man.
He drove.
Nah.
No? We vote downvote on the Alvin Kamaro.
I really like the gladiator thing. That is.
Yeah.
Can we get him off stage?
All
right, my final bold prediction. I don't know if people are going to like it or not. I don't care.
Oh, people won't like my last one.
Look, Cam Newton is going to yo-yo back to form. Last year was a disaster, and those scars, it's fantasy football. When
They're
they
deep.
burn,
They're deep.
they burn deep, and you don't want to touch them, and you don't even want to deal with it again. And I get that. You don't want to do that. That's fine. You don't have to draft him. But I think Cam Newton yo-yos back to form. What I have a hard time watching is something like Big Ben, right? Ben Roethlisberger. This year, for some reason, he's kind of played a few years in the NFL. He's never had a top 5 performance in fantasy football. But I'm seeing him drafted well ahead of Cam Newton. Cam Newton's done it 4 times inside the top 5. And so for me, I think Cam Newton, you look at the weapons, Christian McCaffrey, free yards. Like if you look at Cam Newton's career and you look at last year, the highest percentage of his yards were through the air. He did not get free yards the way Matt Stafford gets free yards with Theo Riddick or Amir Abdullah.
Or Drew
that he
Brees
will, or Drew Brees
Yeah.
out of that backfield. There have been no free yards, and we can talk about the accuracy percentage. It was a disaster last year. But you're talking about a career 58%. He finished in the top 5 at 60% passing for all of those years. And so you have to tell yourself, is he going to stop running? Well, I think he's a different kind of beast. I think he's going to keep running. He's going to take what the defense gives him, and he's going to, when the play breaks down, he's going to run the ball, and he's got the weapons. He still has Olsen. You got a healthy Kelvin Benjamin. You got some other weapons, Curtis Samuel now. I just think you're going to see a very, very solid year with a low floor, and he has one of the best schedules for fantasy quarterbacks in the league. And so I think Cam Newton, he comes back to form. He surprises people. I think he's a great value.
I called for his regression last year, but I'm in complete agreement with you. I think Cam does bounce back this year. The weapons are there. His draft position doesn't cost
I appreciate that, Jason.
Yeah. I'm
You're a
there.
good friend.
I'm there for you. You know who's there for us? Before we get to the next two great hot takes.
Who's there for us?
Let's give a shout-out to Pristine Auction.
Yeah. Oh!
Pristine Auction is
I don't see you, but I know you're there.
You're here. They're in the building.
You see this right here?
They have donated this amazing David Johnson signed autograph, JSA certified, amazing framed jersey. Pristine Auction, you've heard us talk about them for a long time. Great friends of ours. We shop on there all the time. If you want to get a gift for anyone, including
like this,
yourself,
like that,
and probably especially yourself,
yeah,
go to Pristine Auction. That's Pristine auction.com. Register a free account and just start tracking all these.
Just have a little peek ski.
Yeah, because there's thousands of daily auctions with signed memorabilia, and you can steal things on there.
It's legal
for prices that you literally cannot. Sometimes people think, how did you afford all those jerseys that are in your studio? And it's
I stole them.
Yeah, Mike
from
trolls
Pristine
Auction every day. So check it out. You will not be disappointed.
We want to thank HelloFresh for sponsoring the show nearly every day. I'm driving home from work. I call up the wife. I say, "Hey, what's for dinner?" And she says, "No, you. What's for dinner?" And I'm like, I don't want to think about this because dinner is the worst after work. Watching kids, just living life, trying to think about dinner is the worst, and that's where HelloFresh comes in. It's a meal kit delivery service. They make cooking more fun so you can focus on the whole experience, not just the final plate. Right now, HelloFresh, they're offering light fall meals, and they've just introduced a breakfast option. Who doesn't love a good breakfast option?
I sincerely love breakfast.
Yes, Jason Moore approved, and you can get HelloFresh for less than $10 a meal. I fired up some of this stir fry, right? And my cooking knowledge is mac and cheese, peanut butter, and jelly.
Sure.
HelloFresh, boom.
You'll have to teach me those someday,
I'm
by
the
the way.
master chef at that point. So to get started with your HelloFresh service, head over to HelloFresh.com. You use the code Footballers30, and they're going to get you $30 off your first week. That's HelloFresh.com, Footballers30, and get cooking.
Okay, eating food, not a hot take, but you have one more for the listener.
Yeah, this hot take, I can get behind.
Oh,
man.
yeah?
Well, think about it. This was one of my guys. You're stealing my guy.
All right. I have a quarterback here, and I got this quarterback sneaking up into the top 3. He's new on the scene. Well, newish. That's Dak Prescott, quarterback.
Yeah.
See, I knew there'd be Cowboy fans here.
I was going to say, there's the people that.
That's all right.
But Mike.
Oh, yes, voice. Yes.
But Mike, don't you think that he's too young and that Zeke being out hurts him?
Well, here's the thing, voice of public opinion. I have him going for a Blake Bortles, a Derek Carr touchdown jump. Derek Carr, rookie to sophomore year, plus 11 touchdowns, passing touchdowns. Blake Bortles, plus 24. Did you know that Dak Prescott is tied for the second most rookie passing touchdowns since 2000? With Andrew Luck. He threw the same amount of passing touchdowns as Andrew Luck, who everyone has already put into the Hall of Fame. And you have Dak Prescott, who is a dual threat. He runs them in, and with design runs. Not Cam Newton, the play is broken down, so I'm just going to muscle it in. We design it, and I just slip in unscathed. So I've got Dak Prescott jumping up into the 30s. I got Des Bryant easily covering some double-digit
You got
touchdowns.
Des everywhere.
Because because he's the man. He is good. People have forgotten how good he is, and Des Bryant got hurt.
Grumpy people.
Stop it. Just stop it, because he is amazing. So I've got my bold hot take
That's
here
bold.
is
Top
Dak
3 is bold.
Prescott jumping into the top.
He keeps those
3.
interception totals down in the single digits?
Exactly. And here's the thing with Zeke, and the secondary's got worse. The team has to put more on the shoulders, the very sculpted, broad shoulders of Dak Prescott. He's a man.
I see how you build your teams now. This is good.
Yes.
Broad shoulders.
Hey, a win's
nice
a win.
haircuts.
Eric
Win's
Decker,
a win.
Tyler Eifert.
Yeah.
I got it. Hey.
Now listen, there is a blank spot in our show doc right here,
Yeah.
and I'm afraid
Yeah, I didn't want to put this
because
one in there.
Jason's talking and there's a blank spot in the top.
Yeah, I'm going a little wild. Let me just say this. Wild card. Hey, underneath your seats you will find a barf bag. You will need it for this bold prediction, people.
I have no doubt.
Here,
find
and
a
I
barf.
hope somebody checked. There is no barf bag under
He
here.
did. That guy checked.
Oh, he was hoping for a barf bag and didn't get it. We let him down by not giving a barf bag. Only here at
hard to
Ballers
please
Live.
people.
Okay, so here's the deal. I'm going to say a name, and you guys can boo.
Okay.
But I'm calling this guy as a top 5 tight end, and that's Coby Fleener. Yeah, bring it on. I'll play the. Oh, you stay out of this, Jay Grizz. Look, Coby Fleener, I know he let everybody down last year because you had to draft him so high.
Just last year?
And every year. But
His whole career.
here's the thing about Coby Fleener that I like. He is free. If you want to not draft a tight end at all, not draft a defense and
You're
a kicker,
better off just not drafting one than drafting
you
Coby
can
Fleener.
wait. You can go right now when you, when you get home. You can go to your waiver wire and you can pick up Coby Fleener. Now, a lot of people are surprised.
Did you draft him last night?
I did not because Martellus Bennett was there very late. I'm not saying. Here's the thing. With Coby Fleener, last season, his first season with the Saints, keep that in mind, his first season with the Saints, he finished as a top 12 tight end. I mean, he finished as a tight end 1 last year in a year that everybody is complaining about, saying that he
Yeah, it was
he
a bad
wasn't
year
good.
for tight ends.
Yeah, because the thing is he didn't get as many targets as we thought he would get. But now Brandon Cooks is gone. To start the year, you have Willie Snead gone for the first 3 games. Mike, you brought up on this morning's show or yesterday's show
regretfully.
the fact
What
that
day is it again?
the fact that when Willie Snead missed a game last season, they relied on Coby Fleener to the tune of 7 for 109 and a touchdown. You also have history of, tight ends taking a year to come to fruition with the New Orleans Saints offense. Obviously, Ben Watson, when he stepped up in a big way. And then you have Jimmy Graham, who, from his first to second year, added not total, but added 954 yards to his total and added 6 touchdowns and added over 100 targets. So I think that this year Coby Fleener could be more involved, and if he is more involved, I'm saying he's got the potential to finish as a top 5 tight
It's
end.
neat hearing you make an argument for it. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, there you go. Hey,
If you're right, though, if you're right,
Glory.
Just look at all these people that are going to see it.
I will mock you all.
Then you're just mocking people with Coby Fleener, and how exciting is that?
Yeah, it's very exciting for me.
All right, those were our bold predictions for 2017, which means we're going to have the Ballers Live mailbag drop here in a minute. So
Everyone
Get
in the
ready.
crowd needs to warm up the pipes.
And bring those questions. Hop up in a lineup here. We'll get it ready. If you want to follow the show, you can do so on Twitter at the FF Ballers. Find everything we're doing all year long. Join our community. And many of you are Foot Clan members at jointhefoot.com. Come hang out with us. I'm excited to get into the season. I'm excited for Mike to start periscoping every Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Getting you ready. You excited for that?
Kobe.
You can wake
Me
up.
And Kobe.
You and Kobe are. Yeah, he'll be available.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
he's
it'll
gonna
be a
come into the
co-host
office
situation. All right, who's ready for the mailbag? Let's do it.
Mailbag.
Yeah.
We
The
did
light.
it, America.
Amazing.
We did it, world.
Well done. All right, hey, we're going live.
Bonjour, indeed.
Mailbag right now, right here. Come up, say your name, say your question. It'll be about the show, the history of the show. We love answering those questions.
This guy's got a
Or,
note.
Oh, he's got a
man,
notepad.
he's brought his whole
ready.
roster. I've seen this guy on
Oh,
Twitter.
present?
I've seen him on Twitter.
It's a present for me. Do I save this or do I open this?
Open it up, man.
Okay.
Open it up.
Oh,
all right.
all right.
You can also raise that
More
microphone.
questions like this.
You've been served.
If you had been served in this way.
Oh, my goodness. There we go.
Oh, yeah. It's my own.
Oh, he's verified.
Oh, my goodness.
Thank you, sir.
The unverified
Self-esteem. Look at that.
Hey, read the back.
FF Hitman, too cool to be verified. Too cool. Do you hear that?
You are
Too
definitely too cool.
That is definitely the only reason
Yeah.
that
All right,
this hasn't happened.
You have a question for the Hitman as well?
Thank you.
I do. Recently, Philip Dorsett just got traded.
Yeah.
Give me a reason why I shouldn't buy in.
Oh,
To
gosh.
Philip Dorsett?
Malcolm
To
Mitchell,
the
Amir Abdullah.
Patriots.
No, but here's the thing. Here's why you don't buy in. Brandon Lloyd. So start going through the list of guys who have gone to the Patriots and flamed out.
Here's the thing. Like, Philip Dorsett will catch a couple touchdowns this year. No doubt. I actually think this move, if you want my perspective on it, it is Chris Hogan that benefits from this. Because with with Edelman's injury and Amendola unable to play full allotment of snaps without getting hurt, like that's just his career arc, you're going to see them want Hogan in the slot. And you can only do that with another threat on the outside. You bring in Dorsett, and you have Malcolm Mitchell's kind of banged up right now. I think that's the benefit that you see. So for me, I think it comes down to you just add to this giant pool of hard-to-predict fantasy wide receivers in New England.
I look at it from the lens of who else does it benefit, because Philip Dorsett is.
I mean, he did have Andrew Luck for a while.
Right.
And he couldn't do anything.
My problem with Philip Dorsett is I don't think he's very good. I don't think he's a great separator. I don't think he's got.
He's
great
really
hands.
fast.
I will grant you that he is very, very fast, and that's it. I think the biggest beneficiary here, once Andrew Luck comes back, is Kamara Aiken in the vacancy, because we've seen Philip Dorsett have opportunities and be used and have the snap percentage, and he failed. He couldn't do anything with it with Andrew Luck. I think Kamara Aiken could in that role.
All right. Next question.
Well, hi.
Hey.
Hello. Into the microphone.
So, kind of two-part real quick. Round 10, should I pick up Doug Martin?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Round
Thank
10,
you.
pick up Doug
Thank
Martin.
you.
Give him a kiss.
Congratulations.
I will.
Are you
Thank
on the clock right now?
They thought they would
You're
get
on the
sneaky.
clock right
They
now.
thought they would get sneaky and start it, but they don't know where
Wow.
I'm at. I'm like, you
Yeah,
guys
that's-
know I'm here.
They made the mistake.
They did.
You're at a live fantasy
They
show.
did. Second part, I'm excited for Jacoby Brissett.
Okay.
When is he going to become fantasy?
When?
When is he going to be? When do you think he's going to be
When-
coming into the big
If
picture?
Andrew Luck goes on IR. But
Yeah.
he's probably still not relevant.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think this is a depth play. I believe that he will stay behind Scott Tolzien.
Sad day.
I mean,
For a game. For two.
So you think?
I think
that-
they brought him in. I mean, Tolzien's been bad. I think
Yeah.
he's gonna be real bad in the first 2 weeks. They're gonna get beat up in week 1. Then they're gonna get beat up in Arizona. And if Luck isn't back,
Okay.
fantasy relevance is a different story.
Oh.
Starting in fantasy relevance,
Yeah.
it's hard to expect a guy who just came to this team to have any fantasy relevance.
He had some. I mean, in the one game he started last year for the Patriots, but I agree that the only way we really see him is if Andrew Luck misses a long amount of games. Otherwise, they'll just ride it out with Tolzien.
Well, there
Did
goes,
you get Doug Martin?
There goes Doug Martin. Thank you guys so much. And
Hey,
Yeah.
there you go.
Live on the show.
Next question.
My question is directed at Mike. I was sitting over there and I was looking at his neck tattoo.
Did you see this?
I'm not even sure if it's Mike, but
Right, it's hard
It
to know.
is now.
could be anybody. I saw his tattoos going into his beard a little bit. So
Little
was
bit.
there a time that you didn't have a beard, or did they just tattoo?
He was
under
born
the
with
beard?
a beard.
There
Yeah,
was
that's what I
the
thought.
beard. The story behind the beard was, I mean, I've always had facial hair of some kind, and then I joined a band for a time period. It was actually my father-in-law, and we were a bunch of hillbillies, and we would perform classic rock songs like hillbillies would play them, and we all had large beards. And then I grew it out, and I went, "Oh, hey, look, I can grow a beard." So
Let's just
if,
keep it.
if you can, you probably should.
Right. I mean,
And
a
here we
razor,
are.
Razor's probably not strong enough
Oh
at this point.
no, it's like
No.
Superman. If I pull a hair out, I can have 2 giant weights suspended in a museum.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Next question.
Hey guys,
What's up?
So Ty Montgomery was on your MVP show last week, and I was just wondering how well do you think that Jamal Williams is gonna probably take the role over? I have a lot of people on my draft team saying, "Oh, why would you pick Ty Montgomery in the second?" I was just like,
They're giving you grief?
yeah.
Yeah, they didn't watch the games. I mean, Ty Montgomery is on this morning's show. He was my rising star for this week. I've been rising on him for the better part of 3 weeks. Mike's been on that train for a long time. He just watch him in preseason. Not only does he know the offense, not only can he catch the ball, but he's building himself physically like a running back this year. I mean, he came in last year and put up huge numbers in the opportunity that he had, and now you have him on one of the best offenses. I think you made the right pick with Ty Montgomery there. Yeah. They didn't have anybody in the backfield behind Ty Montgomery. So I think Williams, Jones, those are depth pieces. I think you'll still see them spell Ty Montgomery. They don't want him to get hurt. That's been the one thing that has been a problem for Montgomery. But I think he made the right pick.
I think that's kind of repetitive from the show from last time, but also, what do you feel about Tyreek Cohen taking the role for Jordan Howard? Because I also got him on the turn on the third.
Cohen he
won't take the job.
He won't take Jordan Howard's job. Nothing like that at all. But he will. I believe he will spell him. Jeremy Langford just got cut. Kadeem Carey is on the IR. So I mean, it's Benny Cunningham in front of him, and Cohen has shown so much in preseason, and Jordan Howard has shown us what he is as a pass catcher, and that's
not that.
That's not
good.
It's not his strength. So they went and they got a guy who he's capable. He can run the ball if they need him to, but he should be a pass specialist.
Much better in PPR league.
But Jordan Howard is his job is safe.
Yeah, Cohen won't take over unless Jordan Howard gets injured.
Yeah,
that's the only
even
situation.
then, I mean, Cohen is he's a
little man. He's a little man.
Small guy.
Yeah,
he's not big. And you know, to speak to the Jamal Williams thing, early in the offseason, I did not want to believe in Ty Montgomery. They go out and they draft Jamal Williams, and I think, okay, he's going to be the first and second down back because that's kind of his skill set. But it's clear that Ty Montgomery will be the first and second down back and is also the better pass catcher. So I'm not worried about Jamal Williams encroaching at all.
When you cut Kristen Michael, there's a big void. And you can only fill that void with a whole bunch of running backs.
I cut that drop out of here. It's not even there anymore.
Oh, the people are sad.
I'm sorry.
All right.
I feel great about it.
I had to add Adam Thielen back in. So.
Thank you, man.
And you, Mike.
Yeah.
Right on.
There we go. Next question.
There we go.
Thanks, Judge. Hey guys.
What up?
Big fan. First question. Can I have that jersey?
Oh, you might be able to get that
TBD.
jersey.
Okay.
Stick around after the show.
All right. Perfect. And then second question. Who's going to be your next lottery ticket? That could be next David Johnson. Doesn't have to be a running back, but a receiver. Maybe somebody who's going to be a first-round player next year just because of scarcity in their backfield. Like,
you guys have a
doesn't
pick?
have to be a running back?
Doesn't have to be a running back.
You know, the guy that I think is going very late who has both the opportunity and talent would be Corey Coleman. Corey Coleman was drafted to be an Odell Beckham, Antonio Brown type of receiver. He's flashed it, but he hasn't been able to stay healthy. Now he has the opportunity as the number one wide receiver there. Kaiser has the arm to get him the ball. So he's like the lottery ticket type guy that I'm not expecting it to happen, but it absolutely could happen that at the end of this year, everyone next year is keeping Corey Coleman at this great value.
But Jason, what about Kenny Britt?
That was wow, you just got Bopo.
Oh my goodness. I got Bopo.
That's what it's like.
It's the worst.
What it's like.
It's the worst.
It's the worst.
He had that ready. So he didn't care what your answer was.
Here's the thing about Kenny Britt. Kenny Britt is safe, and he absolutely could stop Corey Coleman from doing it.
He doesn't care.
But I'm just saying, Corey Coleman has the ability to do that. Kenny Britt does not.
My answer, I'm going to throw out Deontay Foreman.
Sure.
If they move on from Lamar Miller. And I'll say the same thing for DeAndre Washington. If Marshawn shows up and he's got nothing left, he can only handle 1 year, DeAndre Washington will be the man next year.
I've got one pick as well, but I'll hit a drop for it. Yeah, I think Adam Thielen. The debate. Diggs, Thielen. It's not going to be a debate next year. I think Adam Thielen breaks out.
Cool.
I
like Marley Mack.
Next.
Oh,
Who?
Marlon Mack.
Marley Mack.
That's not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, everyone might retire other than him. So that's true.
All right, hey guys.
What's up?
My name is Brock from
Hey, Brock.
Awatuki.
All right.
Brockatuki.
There you
That's
go.
right.
Yeah, it is now.
The original Brockness monster.
Oh,
Before
okay.
you guys stole it
You look like you could
For
hang
Osweiler.
some wallpaper as well.
a little bit. So I just had my auction draft yesterday, and I got sniped on a lot of late round running backs.
Okay.
So I need a guy who's potentially undrafted, who has the chance to take over starting by week 5.
Undrafted. Take
Chance
over by
to
week
take over
5.
by week 5.
You want to take the shot on James
when the
Conner?
bye weeks start kicking in.
I mean, James Conner, but I bet Conner went in the draft. I'll throw out Charles Sims. Did he get drafted?
No.
Yeah, Charles Sims, he could if...
Did Alvin Kamara get drafted?
He did.
All right.
Yeah, I mean...
Rex Burkhead? Did Rex Burkhead get drafted?
He did not.
All right.
And,
yeah,
and
that
did,
Rex
I mean, you have to
Burkhead-
take a shot on
Did you-
somebody that the pieces have to fall into place.
Did you answer James Conner?
James Conner is still there.
I mean, to me, he's
Yeah,
just
oh
a
yeah, that's the
huge
top pickup.
upside guy. I mean, there's nobody else there. They cut Nile Davis. They
Backup running back for the Steelers.
And I'll throw out Sharkandrick West. Despite my full belief and love for Kareem Hunt, he still is a rookie, and Char West has proven it before. So he's worth a late stash.
Did Wendell Smallwood?
That
Did
was
he
the
get
name I was
drafted?
just going to bring up.
He did not.
He might be your...
Smallwood.
What are you talking about? There's
Wendell
just a
Smallwood is
plethora of
the
jewels.
He might be the number one on that list.
I got Sproles.
Okay, all right.
I would put Wendell Smallwood number 1 on that list because James Conner will
You ever seen LeGarrette Blount?
James Conner will only be good if Le'Veon Bell is injured.
That's Blunt.
Yeah. Wendell Smallwood could just, like you said, take over by week 5 as the starter regardless of injury.
Yeah. Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next
No problem.
question.
Good work, Brooks.
What's up, guys?
Hey,
how's it going?
I want to hear your thoughts on this potential trade. I give up Jordan Howard and Brandon Cooks for DeMarco Murray, Derrick Henry, and Demaryius Thomas.
I'd do it.
Really?
You
Wait,
give
wait,
up.
wait.
Say that again.
Howard
you give
and-
up Jordan
I give
Howard
up
and
Jordan Howard and Brandon Cooks on the Patriots.
And you get
But
the
you get-
Titans and Thomas?
the Titans backfield
Yeah.
and Demaryius
That's a pass
Thomas.
for me.
That's a pass for you.
That's a hard pass.
Split the difference, buddy.
Yeah.
I believe
You're
in
in on Cooks now. Fully
Yeah,
in.
I am.
That's probably why.
Yeah, I mean, I believe in DeMarco Murray a whole lot more than I do in Jordan Howard. So, you got a deal.
Oh, boo. All right.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Take the
problem.
verified advice.
Oh.
Okay.
Here comes Teddy.
Next question. We just need that to be
Hey,
a
guys.
drop.
What's up?
I'm wondering why Teddy Bridgewater, would you draft him and then put him in your IR? No, I'm sorry.
I'd say you would.
I was like, what
But I
jersey
would
is
not.
that you're wearing?
So my
Maybe
wife
just moral
here,
support.
Carmen, is the reason I'm here, and she has both David Johnson and she took Dalvin Cook before I could get him in my dynasty league.
Well done.
So she gets Dalvin Cook for the rest of his career in
Oh,
my
okay.
dynasty league. We're also in another league, which is a 1-to-1 year, and she took Dalvin Cook in his second round.
Oh, man.
Straight
Second
trolling you at this
round,
point.
because
Okay.
she knows.
Well,
that I
you wear
want
the
him.
jersey a lot, don't
So
you?
I have the trade window open. I was gonna either let you make any trade you think is fair.
You want Dalvin Cook.
I want Dalvin Cook.
Wow.
And
All right,
any
what-
trade you guys pick.
Look, Andy's the trade master.
See, generally from a trade strategy perspective, you don't just open the window with like your trade partner in
say,
here and just
hey.
say whatever you want to give her.
Whatever.
Andy,
that's bad.
I think you should just.
That's a bad leverage
1 year
play.
of Dalvin Cook for me.
You got to be putting Latavius Murray highlights on in the background of the house. That's what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should try. Andy, you should try to just pressure a really good deal to get accepted solely because it's coming from you. Give him a win.
I
here.
have Kareem Hunt. I have Ty Montgomery. I have Golden Tate.
You took him in the second round.
Brandon Cooks.
You got to give her Ty and something.
Ty and
Yeah.
What do you,
And then you're in good shape. If you really want the hometown guy,
Golden Tate, Brandon Marshall.
That's not going to get it done.
I can give you the. I
Ty
can't take you
and.
the whole way.
Ty and.
I just got to start you
Yeah,
off.
all right.
Ty
That's what
and.
this show's
Ty,
all
we'll
about.
start
We
with
don't
Ty.
do it for
Would
you.
you accept Ty and Golden Tate? Would you accept?
Oh, you're
Ty
really trying to
Montgomery
pressure
and
it.
Golden Tate.
Counter with Demarius.
What is happening? Whose side are you on?
I don't know.
All right, thanks. Next question.
All right. What's up?
What's up?
Hi.
Hey, buddy.
Howdy.
So who do you think will finish higher, Martavis Bryant or Terrell Pryor?
Ooh,
Oh, good
great
question.
That's a great.
What's your
question.
name?
Brayson.
Grayson?
Brayson.
Brayson. Good question, Brayson.
Good shirt, too.
Grayson.
Nice shirt. You got the
You're
right
one
logo on.
J away from an awesome name there, Brayson.
Martavis Bryant or Terrell Pryor?
Yeah, that's actually not even true. Drayson. I'm going to take, obviously, I'm going Martavis Bryant here. I've been the anti-Terrell Pryor, and considering that this episode I'm calling for the demise of the Washington Redskins, I'll go upside in Marty McBride.
No, I'll take Martavis as well. Embrace the alien. He has landed.
Yeah, all right. I'll just go with you guys.
He's back from his vacation.
Yeah, I mean, his vacation. Yeah, he's great. He's great. So
yeah,
I'll go with that offense for right now.
I'll take Martavis.
Good question.
Yeah, great question. Nice to meet you, Drayson.
Drayson, that's a Game of Thrones name.
Yeah, it is. Next question.
How's it going, guys? My name is Sean.
Hey, Sean.
How's it
What's
going,
up?
Sean?
So I got a Zeke question here. If he does get suspended for the 6 games, does the value you have to give up for him drop as compared to starting week 1? And if so, what would that value be?
Definitely changes.
Yeah.
You're saying like when the suspension kicks off?
Yeah, like if it does get pushed next year and he starts week 1, or he does get suspended for 6 games.
So I took Zeke in the back of the first round of our listener league draft based on the news that's coming out. And right now it's a gamble, right? I mean, Jason had the best argument for the Zeke situation, which is if you're in a league where a high percentage of teams... What are you doing?
You keep talking, man. I'm figuring
Just put it on your Twitter. Where a high percentage...
I like it.
I get a better reception alone in the podcasting room. If you're in a team where a high percentage of teams make the playoffs, you can draft Zeke higher because you can wait on him, whether it gets reduced to 4 games and he takes it, or 3 games, or whatever the case may be. I'm more of a fan of taking him early now because I think the situation is either going to be he's going to fight it in court, or something's going to happen where it gets overturned, or it gets reduced to a point where you're talking 2-3 games.
One of the really nice things about drafting Zeke right now is that since the news has shifted and there's the kind of, is he going to get it reduced or not, Darren McFadden, who was being drafted higher and higher and higher, is now dropping like a rock. So you can actually get Darren McFadden at a much better value now, even though nothing has changed. So I would take Zeke higher and look for Darren McFadden in the 7th round. He'll be there.
Yeah.
Real quick, so if you have already drafted, what kind of value can you expect to give up for Elliott?
Ooh.
To get him?
Yeah,
You
if I'm in need of a running back.
Well, where was he drafted in your league?
If you need a running back, you need a different running back.
Yeah, that's a good point, Mike. If you're in need of running back, that's a bad one to go after.
Well, right now I got Todd Gurley and Cook, so I'm kind of...
You're all right.
You think so?
Yeah, I would say.
Where was he drafted, though? Was he drafted later or in the front?
End of the 2nd.
Yeah.
Into the 2nd, you should be able to get him with something. The problem is they're going to want a running back back. If those are your only 2 main running backs, I wouldn't give up either one of them for a guy that's not going to play. So I think you're probably best to stay put unless he'll take a deal for wide receivers alone.
Yeah.
He or she.
There you go.
Right, cool. Thanks, guys.
No problem.
Next question.
Whoa.
Whoa,
Look at this
that
beard.
That mic needs to go up, Brooks. That mic needs to go
majestic.
up.
That's all right.
It's maxed out. All right, bro.
I'm a tall drink of water. What can I say? LaRue. So, as the king of nicknames, as you guys are, I'm starting to think that you may need to start trademarking them. Because,
I like where this is headed.
Yeah. No, you're going to really love where this is headed. Don't worry, I'm not going to show you my team. I was reading the draft grades on a certain website that starts with a Y.
Oh, no.
I was reading the draft grades because we all poop. And
Right.
I don't
that's where
care
you do
about
it.
that.
Yep.
But
that's why people love fantasy football.
Rule 86.
Are you kidding me?
What? Are you kidding me?
Rule 86, right there.
That is fantastic. Hey, Foot Clan, we've done it. We've made an official nickname that has gone out to the world. Rule 86, Jordan Reed.
It exists.
We did
So
it.
start trademarking
So start
stuff.
trademarking. Thank you. Good looking out.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
I don't even want to trademark. I want them to go out.
I don't.
I want them on the air.
I'm going to send him that cease and desist.
Any lawyers in the house? No. Yeah,
That's fantastic.
Yahoo just bumped up in my in my overall platform rankings because of Rule 86. Next question.
How's it going, guys?
What's up?
I'm doing my first keeper draft, auction draft tomorrow. Should I punt this season and draft all the great rookies?
Never.
No. How many keepers?
Never.
Four
you
keepers.
win now and later.
You win now every single year. This guy has taught me that forever. Every single year for the last forever, he's always at or near the championship, and every single season he goes into the next year looking like he's terrible because he's traded his first and his second round pick, and
Here's
played for
why
this year.
you don't do that. Is you don't know the future. And you could draft all those players that you think are amazing next year, and half of them pan out, and then you've just lost a year and have to do it again. So I think you go on both ways.
So pay big for Le'Veon Bell this year.
Yeah,
if you need to.
I like doing that.
Okay.
Or the guy back there.
David Johnson's unfortunately he's a keeper for 5 years.
Lev's out there?
Lev, his contract ended this year.
Oh.
Yeah, I would pay up for Lev for sure.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, fellas.
Sweet.
All right, no problem.
Next question. They're just going to
It's
get
devolving.
worse and worse. If the line keeps growing, the next questions will devolve, which is a good
Hello,
thing.
gentlemen. How are
What's
you
up?
today? I'm having fun. This is a good show.
Good. Awesome,
Well,
man.
it's good to
We're
hear.
having
Yeah.
fun.
So I'm in a 14-team PPR.
Okay.
5 bench spots. And my last 2 picks were Kendall Wright.
Sure.
And Robbie Anderson. All right. So what I'm trying to do is, at this point, be a little strategic, some strategery, and go after some of my opponent's running back handcuffs. Who would you recommend?
Oh, running back handcuffs instead of Kendall Wright.
that's-
Here's why I like that, because if those are at the bottom of your bench,
Yes.
then you already need a guy or another, 1 or 2 players to drop probably for waivers week 1.
FYI, I have DeMarco Murray and
Henry?
Okay.
Okay.
I revert back to a previous question. Is James Conner taken?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, James Conner. The big ones for me are James Conner,
Deonta Foreman.
Foreman, DeAndre Washington, and Matt Breida.
Yes, that's a really
Breida.
good one. Matt Breida.
Here's the
Breida
thing about
likes it.
handcuffs. Like, you want somebody, like, we almost never advise handcuffs because you want somebody that's going to do something with the job. If it's Kenneth Farrow coming in, like last year for San Diego, it didn't matter. You wouldn't have wanted to roster him the whole year because the upside's not there, like it was with D'Angelo Williams, where you knew if he stepped in, you're going to get 80% of Lev Bell or 70% of Lev Bell.
Yeah, in a 14-team league, I think it's
There's
much
more room for it,
common
yeah.
to draft handcuffs of other teams because you don't have great options on the waiver wire. I'd throw Brandon Oliver into that mix as well. Melvin Gordon's had an injury history, and if he went down, I think Oliver would be good.
Thank you very much.
You are welcome. Next question.
Hello, my name's Joey. I'm from Tempe, Arizona.
Hey, Joey.
What's
Awesome,
up?
Joey. Nice to meet you.
I got 2 questions. Do you see Demaryius Thomas as a viable wide receiver 2 now that Brock Osweiler signed?
Part of that sentence I liked.
Yes, he's definitely a solid wide receiver too. But not because Brock Osweiler signed. He was fine with Trevor Siemian.
But even if Brock plays,
yes,
in that universe, Thomas is still a safe 2.
The worry with Thomas right now is just the hamstring. Or is it
Groin.
Groin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
groin.
He was not at practice today, so just monitor that.
But he should be. I mean, his reception totals are always 90 plus, so he's a wide receiver 2 for sure.
Yeah, even last year with an incoming 7th rounder who had never played before, Trevor Siemian, he finishes the wide receiver 16. So very safe.
You said you had a second one.
Yes, sir. Second one is, what is your panic meter for Andrew Luck to return to
It's high. Look, here's the reality. I think we still believe that Andrew Luck is actually a good pick. But Andy was saying, tell people what you were saying.
What was I saying?
Oh, okay. You were saying, man, if Andrew Luck doesn't come back, it's going to be bad for the show.
That's basically what I said. I've been telling people, pick him up in the 10th round. He's off the PUP. So, he should play before week 6. Should.
I think the worry meter that we have, or at least that I have, is much higher due to the fact that we've been recommending him on the show. Yeah. It's not actually based in his medical status right now.
This is not a major injury.
This was
is
an injury
a partially torn labrum.
This was an injury where, if you go back months ago, they were expecting him to miss basically miss camp and miss preseason, but be ready for week 1. So it's not like this is crazy behind schedule and they expected him back for the start of camp. We always knew that. And about a month ago, I remember saying, look, it's going to get worse and worse and scarier, and Andrew Luck is going to keep dropping because he's not going to be back on the field, because we knew that was not going to happen. Mm-hmm. But it gets scarier and scarier because we keep recommending to draft him. So please, Andrew Luck, come back.
All right, thank you, guys.
No problem.
No, come on.
All right.
Making sounds.
That's all it takes.
What's going on, fellas? Scotty from Phoenix.
Right on.
I got a kind of a two-parter that's kind of one lead to the other. 10-team standard. Are you comfortable with, I know you guys always like the running back on the high-powered offense. Given that both of these teams kind of suck, would you be okay with your running back 1 and 2 going into the season being Shady and Howard? That might be a dumb question, but
No, it's not a dumb question. We've talked about people are getting freaked out by Shady, but I'm getting encouraged by the amount of work that he's going to get. Will the team turn to Mike Tolbert to be a goal line back? I don't know. And so it just seems like everything is going to funnel through him. And Jordan Howard was an absolute monster last year.
That's the point that I would make is that both those teams were really bad last year, and they were both top tier running backs.
But you can regress. But the thing, Jordan Howard was not.
That would just make me feel better.
It wasn't just a couple flashy games. It was
a consistency.
Like the second half of the season, he was 90+ yards every single game. He was a dominant force. So what sucks is the touchdown opportunity is not as great for everyone else. But strong line, good running back. So I think he's safe when it comes to the good running backs on bad teams.
Yeah, you're looking draft capital-wise of having 2 top 10 drafted backs. That's great. I don't have any problem with that.
Right on. Yeah, Shady, I'm a little less worried, but it's we drafted real early, so sitting on those for a couple of weeks, I start going,
the Bills are going to be real bad. Yeah, it's going to be gross.
Jordan Howard in preseason, the last game that he played, looked really good. So I don't think there's any worries to take out of preseason.
All right. And that same token, on that same team, because of first 2 picks were those 2, and then value and tier drafting, Hilton ended up being my third for my wide receiver 1.
Pick.
Yeah, my third pick. I don't know if I'm comfortable going in with him as my wide receiver 1.
Yeah, you're stuck now.
Well, yeah.
What is
look, I wouldn't be super excited about the first couple weeks, but Hilton has been consistent for a long time. So
that's true.
Just go and send some healing balms to Andrew Luck and hope.
That was going to be my question a couple days ago before the Luck news broke.
What is that?
I was going to ask you guys, be like, should I just use the name value and get Hilton traded?
Yeah.
But now I'm, womp womp.
Yep. Yeah.
Certainly.
Come on, Andrew
Good
Luck.
question. Good question.
We can all root for Andrew Luck to come back because T.Y. Hilton has shown that he is a very good wide receiver.
Solid.
With Andrew Luck.
Solid.
And not very good without him.
Yeah.
I feel like there's like in the kids show where like the fairy has died and like if we all just clap for Andrew
Everybody
Luck.
clap your hands.
Let's clap for Andrew
Bring
Luck.
Andrew Luck back. Don't you go Angels in the outfield?
Yeah.
Next
Tony Danza.
All right.
Hi, guys. My name's Joey. I got
Joey.
a dynasty question for you here. I took Kareem Hunt in the 3rd round of a startup PPR league.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I was wondering, I'm a little weak at wide receiver with Allen Robinson being my wide receiver 1. I'm hoping that he signs with a better team next year. And so I was wondering if he starts out hot, like in the first 5 weeks or so, should I flip him for like kind of a stud receiver, or would you ride it out with him? Like, what do you think of his long-term prospects?
It's all about what the flip is. I would probably ride out Robinson.
Would you?
I would.
See, the hard part for me is that generally, when free agent wide receivers change teams, it doesn't always work out the way you think it will. So that'd be my only hesitation is that like he's the locked and loaded wide receiver 1. Yeah, it's Blake Bortles, but he has performed for him before. I might try to flip him.
See, that's actually why I would hold on to him because he's performed with Bortles before, and last year was a disappointment. If he starts out hot, we've seen him stay hot for an entire season before. I think that there's a good chance if he starts out hot that maybe that is the norm. That he is actually a good wide receiver, and they picked up Blake Bortles' 5th-year option. So I would assume then that by the end, Allen Robinson would re-sign and he'd be in a good position.
Okay. All right.
So I would stick it up.
Do you guys think Hunt has long-term value?
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Okay. Oh, yes.
Mike said before the injury, he was like, Kareem Hunt next year in a startup, he's a very high pick.
Yeah.
First-round pick.
And I believe Spencer Ware's knee injury is
really bad.
Is serious. Like, a lot of guys tear an ACL.
No heart murmur. No?
There was a lot of damage. It wasn't just the ACL.
He was
so
dreaming of that
hard
heart
to come
murmur.
back from that.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
All right, no problem. Hey, we're going to last question here. Then we'll close out the podcast portion and we'll start giving stuff away. How about that?
Last
question. Sound good?
Hi, guys.
Hey.
Where do you think Matthew Stafford will end up ranked in fantasy football?
All right, Matthew Stafford.
You guys love Matthew Stafford for fantasy purposes.
You don't, huh?
I am more cool on him just because of what he has become. He's become a game manager. he's good. I mean, he's become an excellent quarterback, but he's far more.
He got paid big money.
He's far more Alex Smith now than he is what we thought Matt Stafford was, which was a gunslinger who didn't care.
If you think about what their roster has, he could be the gunslinger with Calvin Johnson. He couldn't do. I mean, Golden Tate is in the slot. Right. Riddick, Abdullah, they provide what they provide, not downfield. So maybe Galladay or somebody else
those smooth routes
expands, but I think it'll take some time. He's still a top performer in fantasy football.
And it's a straight passing offense. This is an offense and an
They
offensive
cannot
line
run the
that's
ball.
not going to run the ball well. So I think Stafford is somewhat safe, but does not have that like top 5 upside. I've got him ranked right now as my quarterback 11. So I will go with quarterback 11.
Solid.
Nice.
Thank you.
That's a hot take.
All right. Thank you for the very first live mailbag. We're going to close things out on the show right now. This will be tomorrow's episode. Thank you very much for contributing. And look, check out playdraft.com/ballers if you want to play some DFS. We're going to give away some free stuff.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for coming, everyone. Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Fantasy Footballers Podcast. Join our fantasy football community on jointhefoot.com and follow us on Twitter @DFFBallers.